absolute. These competitors here, really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Thursday night broadcast of the Cammus Toyota GR86. This is Season 2 of 2023, and tonight this is Round 2, coming to you straight from Daytona Road. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and beside me in the comms box tonight is no stranger to the SRW League, is Tyler Sheaf. How you doing, mate?
Oh, mate, living the dream, mate. Keep myself busy, and I'm looking forward to tonight's race. What about yourself?
Mate, always looking forwards to the GR86 series. So far, it has been an absolute outstanding series once it came into SRW, going right back to Season 4 of last season. Just absolute cracking racing, mate. So always excited to get onto the broadcast and watch these boys go around tracks, especially when we've got weird tracks like Daytona Road for the Long Road series. This season we are doing long tracks, so this is a just about 6 kilometer track, mate, and we're looking at 23-degree air temp. This is in the practice session at the moment. This all could change, and it is 8 a.m. in the morning, so 23 degrees Celsius on track. It's definitely going to be interesting to see the 86ers tackle the very long straights on this course and how they all use the drafting to either make their advantage or, you know, these bankings can cause some issues. You were giving me some stats about this track earlier, Tyler, and something about the banking being a ridiculous degrees.
Yeah, sitting at 31 degrees on an angle I think it's on the main straight or the corner. So these cars, well, I reckon they'll love it. They'll be top speed all around the corners, and well, hopefully someone doesn't make a mistake on them. You can make a mistake on this Daytona. It's a tricky track, especially if you're used to driving NAS trucks or Indy cars or NASCARs. Sometimes after the first corner you forget that you need to turn left and then right.
Yes, you do have to turn left and right. And talking about that angle, you can see it on screen right now just how much of an angle that car is as it's moving around that corner at top speed. Wild views from inside the cockpit. This is just a small banking. You can still see how much that car is standing on its side nearly. Come down towards turn 1, a double braking section, very odd corner. If you don't get it right, there is many walls to say hello to. Yeah,
it's amazing, this track, right? Phenomenal. When you think about an oval track, it's actually not really an oval track for NASCARs. It's got that bit of a egg-looking shape on the main straight, but I believe the GR86, they're 209 the quickest at the moment. Mate, it's phenomenal how quick these cars are on this track.
Oh, definitely, and that's maybe not the cars. I think that could be all to do with our drivers here tonight. These guys are extremely quick, and talking about our drivers, we have the season standings. Excuse me while I just move my steering wheel out of the way. We do have season standings from round 1, which also show your race winners. So this is your season standings. Number 1 at the moment, Dylan Gray taking out the sprint series sprint race last week from LMR Esports. Jet Murray in 2nd place, and unfortunately Jet is racing in real life racing tonight, or over the next week anyway, with his brother, so he will not be able to attend. But he is sitting in 2nd place. Jamie Christensen from Team SRW Motorsports with 2 third-place finishes in the sprint. And that locks him into 3rd place in the standings so far. Plenty of points to be gained tonight. That's definitely going to be interesting. Without Jet here, to see how the LMR Esports boys hold up without him. They all are very quick. See, look, Steven Sinkovich is not coming last. Well done, Steven. Congratulations, mate. Good start to the series. Good start, mate. Good start.
No, he's got to compete against Dean, actually. He's already got a head start, Dino, in his first weekend of racing.
Well, in all honesty, they've been driving really well.
I have been watching. Actually been really quick. I reckon I might have struggled against them lately. They've been that quick in the car.
Oh, mate, you coming from dirt onto the tarmac, you've done extremely well in a short period of time. I think you hold your own better than you think you do.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You know, I've just seen one of the safety cars out there on track, but yeah, these boys, they're quick. I mean, I have raced against the likes of Dylan and John Callum. They're just quick drivers from the get-go. I was going to say something about Tyson and Jamie, but they're in the safety cars. But even those two boys as well, they're just quick. But when you look at the back, you go, yeah, you know, you have your Leakey and your Sinkovich and your Greg. Yeah, you know what? They can hold their own. You know, I've seen them in the TCR, battle them in the TCR. Mate, they can be hard to pass and they can be quick sometimes as well.
Definitely, mate. The point of us being a development league is if you're new to iRacing or want to get into sim racing and try iRacing, we are a great league for that. We have different driver skills across the field tonight, from people who are out there to have a bit of fun and still enjoy the battles, right up to the guys that want to be out there and win the race. So we always invite everybody to come and have a race with us. All drivers are very respectful, regardless if they're faster than you or not. And there's always some great racing to be had. Jason Douglas has dropped into the chat and said hello, and he is cheering on his teammate, Dylan Gray. Good to have you in the chat, Jason. Thanks for joining us, mate. He's actually not out on track at the moment, so I can't give you any nice shots of his car. But John McHenry from Locked On Lads Racing hasn't been out on the track for a few seasons. All of a sudden he's come back and he's surprised us all in the first round with a fourth place finish in the heat, and then I think a 5th place finish in the feature. So this is a guy to keep your eyes on. He always just appears out of nowhere. When there's a battle going on, he'll be right on the back of it.
Yeah, mate. Seriously, some people, they can go away from the racing sim for 5-10 years, they come back and they still beat me by 10 seconds sometimes. It's just incredible, you know. And it's a good thing as well, you know. People do come and go, and you know, it's great to see John out there again, and yeah, looking forward to see what he can do against the likes of Dylan Gray and Joshua.
Definitely, mate. I think we got Jamie Christensen on track tonight as well, which is great. Kevin Wakefield, Mark Turner, Callan Hodgkinson, Greg Johnson, Dean Sinkovich, Greg Leake, and Steven Sinkovich. So we've got a field of, well, I was going to say 14, but I was counting myself and you then. A field of 12 tonight. Not too shabby. It's going to be interesting to see where the battle packs. Oh, we just see the safety car take out John McHenry. Oh, no.
And that is one reason why we don't drive those two cars on the same track.
Oh my gosh. Safety car. Wow, that's amazing. This is a practice session, guys, and I dare say John and Tyson were having a bit of a laugh with each other at that point. Definitely not a good display of safety car driving, that's for sure, but definitely made me giggle. I hope you are all ready for the Cammus Toyota GR86 round 2 at Daytona Road. And thank you so much to Warren and Brown, and of course Cammus. I had it open. So tonight, during qualifying, our fastest lap is brought to you by Toyo Sim. It will be your Toyo Sim qualifying session. And thank you to our stream sponsors, Melville Equipment, Warren and Brown, Grimm Industries, Toyo Sim, and Racecraft. As we are going into qualifying right now.
Yeah, the cars are just heading out there now. It'll be, oh geez, a bit of a traffic jam right there at the start.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here is they're going to want to use each other's draft. They're not going to want the clean air on the track to try and set times. They actually going to want to use each other's drafts to try and set the better time, because around these long corners, I mean long straights, I suppose they are corners as well. Around these long straights, they're going to need that draft in these 86s, as their top end speed is not all that amazing. As we ride on board with Mark Turner from K-Tech Motorsport. Let's get that track map up for you all at home. Qualifying is now live. Car 6, Dylan Gray is leading the pack at the moment. He will be the first one to start his lap.
Ooh, there was a bit of a hiccup there. I think 3 cars got involved in the incident there.
Not sure who that was. No information appeared on my screen.
I think one of the Sinkovich boys got stuck into it.
That's what we like to see.
Nothing changed.
No, nothing changed, mate. No love lost between those two brothers.
Oh,
So Dylan Gray has let... Was that... No. Who was that other LMR esports car then? Ah, it was Joshua. So Dylan actually has rolled off the accelerator and let Joshua go through. So interesting. Could be some team tactics being used during qualifying.
I think the best thing to do is, you know, if you've got a teammate out there, you know, share the draft and try and get away from the boys. You know, it's a draft on a track like this can be massive, and by looking at the practice times, if you can get in the 209, low 209s or even 208s, you'll be starting in the front row, I reckon.
I do believe so, mate. I think the slowest time we saw during practice was a 2:13. That was held by Mr. Steven Sinkovich. So well done, mate. You hold a record for tonight's race. If you guys don't know who Steven Sinkovich is, or Dean Sinkovich, they are your league owners, and they are also out on track having some fun with our league drivers. If you guys would like to follow on with the timing table at home, or would like the track map, you can follow along with the timing table at home by clicking the link in chat now. You can see all the times live.
We're watching Callum and Dylan be pretty close to each other. I think it's Dylan behind him. No, Josh was
Yeah, Josh is in front and Dylan is behind. Definitely looking at using that drag behind Joshua here.
What I'm surprised about, that Dylan's only got green sectors compared to Josh with 2 purples. Oh, finally got a purple there.
Oh, a bit of brake lock up there.
No.
Lost his speed through the corner.
That could be unlucky there. I reckon Dylan might have lost half a second there. That could hurt him.
It's going to be interesting. These are very long embanked straights for this car. Let's see that top speed. I don't believe it'll get... Oh, we might see a 200.
303, 4.
And it is
5.
wringing its absolute neck.
And what's incredible as well, that's with no draft as well. That's just the car in front.
Over the line. They both received off tracks. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, this might help.
Dylan Gray just popping into first position with a 209.9, and Mark W. Turner also set a lap as well with a 210.8. So I believe a couple of the boys out there might have had an off track or an incident.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Price on board with now does have a bit of damage on the front of that beautiful looking purple 86 as Kevin Wakefield comes through and finishes his lap in that absolute, this is my favorite paint just because I'm a huge Toyota fan back in the era of Group B and of course the Castrol Toyota Supra. It is a nice throwback to the Celica, which I actually have one sitting on my desk. I've got a little Celica model.
Talking about Castrol, I've seen a few liveries over the days in different cars, but I think their Holden livery back in the V8 supercars were a very nice looking car.
Castrol Holden.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, jeez. I gotta Google this now. We gotta give the viewers the facts.
I mean, I was a kid back then, so I might be a little bit off. It might be in the 90s, but no, good looking car though. Whoop. Helen Hodgkinson got a time of 2:10.4, so he slid himself into second position, half a second off Dylan Gray. Oh, Jamie Christensen as well with a 2:10.7. So, mate, the top 5 right now is pretty close. Still waiting for another 7 more boys to set their times.
Huge drift. Did you see that time?
Yeah, that was very, very lucky there.
I don't know if that was lucky or skill. I know Christensen is fast. Wow, did he just drift that round that corner like it was nothing. Definitely lost some speed, but...
talking about timing, we said someone's got to set a 2:08. It was Joshua. He set a 2:08.682. That's 3.5 tenths quicker than practice quickest time. So that's phenomenal there.
Yeah, it's not very often you see guys go faster in qualifying than they did in practice because usually they have a lot more laps in the qualifying session.
Yeah, I normally go backwards in qualifying. Half the time I forget to remove the fuel out the car. That might help.
Interesting. Dylan Gray raced the V8 supercars on Tuesday. No, is it Dylan? Oh man, now I can't remember. Mind blank. Too much going on. One of the drivers on Tuesday night in the top 10 shootout. Oh no, I need to remember who it is. Anyway, in the top 10 shootout, 2 laps. You get an hour lap and then you bang a lap. Had a full tank of fuel in the top 10 shootout. Just straight up. Like, didn't even bother limiting the fuel. Was just like, nah, we're running with this. And I believe qualified like 5th, so...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Then as long as you don't do the rookie mistake the race after, starting the race and put all your fuel back in. I learned that last night in my race. We went out there on the grid, I was looked at it, my fuel gauge, I saw 17L. I thought that was 17 laps, but no, that was 17 litres, and I had to pit halfway through my race. So, yeah, if you see someone pit early, they can make a rookie mistake. I hope they don't, but just following these boys around the track, I'm still waiting for a few more times to come in. You got Leakey with a 2:15.3. Dan Sinkovich with a 2:16.9. Greg Johnston with a... Oh, it was actually almost a whole second quicker from practice with a 2:12 flat. So it's looking like these boys are starting to warm up a bit more.
Yeah, a bit of practice around the track definitely helps. Good thing is, it's quite a wide track, even in the twisties and turns. There's still a lot of space on the track, so... Oh, leaky.
Oh, no.
It's because he's not in the green machine. That's what it is. Jason Douglas actually said, yeah, so the top 10 shootout, the full tank was on Sunday night. Was it Dill? It must have been Dylan then, right, Jason? And then Jets chimed in and said, I wish I could do it. Could have seen 1, 2, and 3. Mate, you had Jamie Christensen on your tails last week. It stopped the 1, 2, 3. Got some challenges ahead of you, mate. But again, thank you for all our viewers dropping into this broadcast. We appreciate it very much. And so do the drivers, of course. You're pretty sure? Can't remember? Yeah. Oh, leaky.
Oh,
Ouch.
That's nasty. That is nasty.
Not a great start to qualifying. Does Ryan's car still have damage? It is damaged,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
I wonder if he hasn't realised and just hasn't bothered taking a pit to get that fixed.
Well, the issue is, Sibby, that if you want to restart your lap, you're looking at 4.5 minutes before you put in a lap. And in a 15-minute qualifying...
Yeah, that's not much time. I see your point there, Tyler.
I'm looking at the data. I think that the most amount of laps you can do in qualifying is 7 laps. So it is very critical to stay out there, get your tyres warm, put the fuel down, and try and get your quickest lap at the very end. So
yeah, just stay out there and keep at it. Hopefully that damage doesn't hurt Ryan's times too much. But he's doing pretty well at the moment, sitting in provisional 6th with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, talk about Ryan's time. I think he does have damage in that, because if you look at his practice time, he's 1.6 seconds slower
in qualifying. So that damage does sound like it is impacting his car. Although, mind you, he could have had an awesome draft out there in the practice session and pulled himself a second faster.
Yeah, not wrong about that. I see Josh and Dylan. They're just drafting between the two of them, and I think Dylan's actually struggling to beat his 209.4, even with the draft. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, it looks like Dylan is trying to take the Toyo Sim fastest lap in the Toyo Sim qualifying session. Thank you again, Toyo Sim, for coming on board. Jason Douglas says good luck to Jet for the weekend, and he wants a LMR P1 in Jets XL. If you don't know, a lot of our drivers do actually race in real life leagues, and one of our young guns, Jet Murray, races in the Hyundai Excel series, and he's really bloody good at it. Seen videos of it. Looks so much fun.
Yeah, getting the opportunity as a young kid to be able to drive a car, any car, on a racetrack, would be pretty awesome. There's still something I'm working on at the moment to try and get a drive in a car just for a bit of fun.
Oh, no. That's a near on 200 km/h slide out there. Before that corner, they peaked at 212 km/h. So you are moving fast as you come down into the braking zone for that corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will end their qualifying right there.
No. Teammates, guys, teammates.
Jeez.
That's probably going to end their qualifying there as well. Ryan Price and his beat-up 86 is not looking too happy. We still have Greg Johnston from Team Greg out on the track, and Dean Sinkovich from Team SRW Motorsports. But I dare say this will be your finishing times for your Toyo Sim qualifying session in the Cammus GR86 Season 2 of 2023, Round 2 here at Daytona Road.
One thing I do got to point out that John McKerney have not set a lap time at all, which is a bit disappointing because I really wanted to see him up there fighting with the top 3 boys. I reckon he would have had the pace to maybe slot into second.
I'll give you a little tip with why he might be doing this. So the last season of the 86s that John McHenry and Steven Sinkovich were racing in, at the end of the season, whoever finished lower on the leaderboard had to buy the other one dinner. So I think John is playing a bit of sandbagging here so he can race and mess around with Steven before he pulls away and and races the other guys.
Oh man, bit of showboating, I love it.
Yeah, he's got to show off a little bit. Be like, Steve, you'll be buying me the lunch at the end of this season. Great to hear though. Two mates having a bit of fun and putting a lunch down as a bit of a bet. Here we have Dean Sinkovic on the Team SRW Motorsports team car. I think he's changed his wheel colours. That blue looks really nice with the Warren and Brown blue and the Racecraft blue.
Yeah, it definitely stands out, doesn't it? You can spot him from anywhere, I reckon.
It's good that the Team SRW guys have cars that stand out and are different. I think most teams are pretty good at that with different colour liveries and wheels. Makes it a lot easier for us and you guys at home to see who's who. But these will be the last laps. I don't think Dean is he going to make it over? He will make it over the finish line, but he's going quite slow, so I don't think he was trying for a fast time that lap. And Mr. Greggy Johnson is just rolling to a finish as well as the Toyo Sim qualifying comes to an end. And that will be your grid locked in for tonight's race. Oh my gosh, wrong pace. Woo.
Yeah, I do got to say that's a really quick lap there for Josh. The only one in the 208, and he deserves pole position from that.
Definitely does, mate. Was an absolute screaming time from Joshua Horton with the 208 to take your Toyo Sims qualifying session tonight. Did Dylan set the fastest? No, so Joshua set the fastest lap time. So he is also your Toyo Sims fastest lap for this evening. LMR Esports P1, P2. Callan Hodgkinson and Jamie Christensen will take up the second row. Mark Turner and Ryan Price down in the third row. Greg Johnson, Dean Sinkovic in the fourth row. Kevin Wakefield and Steven Sinkovic will hold up the back of your top 10 with Greg Leake, John McHenry, and Jamie Dyke and Tyson McAvoy were your race control this evening. Thank you to them. And Tyler Sheaf is here with me in the comms box. So, he's not on the track. Be great to see you out on the track, mate. But we are getting ready for the 86 start. Everybody get your engines ready as we take to Daytona Road. This is going to be an interesting start. Last time we had a banked start. We did it in the V8 supercars at Daytona Road. And man, was that an interesting start. As soon as everybody gets on the power, the rear ends want to slide down the track.
Yeah, there's a reason why the NASCAR and NASCARs do the rolling starts. This would be massive evidence at the start. I wanted to see if anyone can launch really well here.
Do our best to keep an eye on as much of the field as possible. We are get, steady, ready, and go. We are green light racing, and all the cars slide. The rear ends on that. Big movers there. Because of those slides, we had a couple of guys that looked like they launched off very slowly. Greg Johnson is already up 2 spots as they come down through into turn 1. This is a crazy corner on cold tyres. So far, everybody is racing nice and smooth and getting through there. No incidents. Mr. Johnson still in 5th place, while Joshua Horton and Dylan Gray and Jamie Christensen, the man that could alleviate a win from one of the LMR boys, is right hot on their tails. This is where we are going to want these boys to hold the draft, and just look at Horton and Gray pushing each other down the straights. These boys are on a team and will want to work together, but they also enjoy a very good battle. Jump back in the pack with Mark Turner and Greg Johnson side by side right now. Dean Sinkovic not too far behind them. Oh, Price is around in the background. 360 spin. Holds it. Will have to get to the back of the pack. He is going to want to catch up real quick because he's going to run that draft away. as we get onto that 30% of... I was going to say braking. It's not braking. 30%. Here we are on board with Christensen. Up the inside of Horton. Horton has gone back. He's going to use the draft from Gray. Braking zone comes up. Oh, Horton very squiggly under the brakes there. Through they go, nice and clean. Christensen did slow down a little bit. Smart move, very safe. But the battling has brought Mr. Callan Hodgkinson on the back from Crisscross Racing.
If I was Jamie and Callan, I wouldn't fight between the two of them. I would try to keep in the back of the leader to make sure that they split Dylan and Josh. Otherwise they might run away from the race.
Well, that's what we have seen in some races, especially when there is two fast teammates involved. Christensen on the side of Hodgkinson. Both extremely quick drivers in this 86. Long race to go, though. 60 minutes of Daytona Road. This is also going to come down to pit strategies. Do you have any information about fuel burn or tyre wear, Tyler? Oh, Christensen clipped the grass. He's around. Oh, no. That rear right tyre has just clipped that as he has come around. These 86s are very well renowned for as soon as one of your back tyres touches the grass, it is like ice.
It's not just that as well, you can touch the curb as well and upset the car and spin around. I learned that at Suzuka a month ago. And it can be a brutal race when you make a mistake like that. Talking about cars, I feel sorry for Ryan Price. We did see him spin in the background. He actually also caught a black flag as well for jumping the start. So he's got a long way to catch up with at the moment.
But he may not, mate. I do believe that a safety car has been called. And there is your promo department safety car with Jamie Dyke from Fishy Motorsports rolling out onto the track. So I believe after Christensen spun, there was quite a big incident in the background that happened off camera. And we will get a replay of that any second. But safety car is called. So this is going to allow, hopefully, Christensen to get back on the back of the pack, and of course Ryan Price. Ryan Price is in the pits serving that black flag, as you mentioned. It is a long pit road as well.
I think early news, I think both Sinkovich brothers were actually a part of that incident.
We're going to get a replay now. So we are on board with Christensen, and you can see he just hits the grass, hits the ripple, and around he goes. And I have this feeling we're going to see one of the Sinkovich boys come through.
Oh, no. It's a little bit further back. And Sinkovich spun by himself.
Oh.
And Steve had nowhere to go, and the poor man just went straight into him.
He's turned into a live dartboard.
Oh, no.
So here it is. Yep, Dean spun himself. You can see Steve coming around the corner. Dean has turned perfectly on his side. And that is a cream of the crop bullseye if I've ever seen one. Unlucky. Unlucky to the SRW Motorsport boys. But with the safety car being called, that will allow everybody to get the back of the pack. I do believe these might be relatively short safety cars, one lap, as this is a long track. Don't hold me to that though. I have the wrong things on screen. Dear oh dear. There we go. Sorry guys, there's your car numbers, there's your intervals, there's your gain spots. So far your movers and your shakers. Mr. John McHenry. That's what I was telling you, it doesn't matter if this guy starts back at the pack. He is up 8 positions already, up into 6th. He is your biggest mover so far with 2 laps down. biggest shaker this evening is Mr. Ryan Price, though, down to 5 spots due to that spin, and as well as serving a black flag for jumping the start. What a crazy start that was as well. While we've got a couple of seconds, let's have a quick look at the replay of the start. You can see all the cars just fishtail off the start. McHenry had a horrible start. Look how far back he actually was then.
Yeah, it's amazing. I thought if you were on the inside, you might have got away with the start, but I think everyone struggled there. Like, the banking's massive at that track, and now thinking about it, I'm actually not too surprised about it.
Oh, the
geez.
cars kick. Huge, big kick. They all did extremely well to hold on to those. Great start from everybody. Still on the back of the promo department. Safety car. Shout out to the promo department. They will have a new website up and running very soon, so we can promote it. You can all go check out what promo department actually does, apart from be our beautiful looking safety car.
I think I just had a brilliant idea, but I don't think I'm allowed to do it.
Did it hurt? No, that's when you think. That's thinking.
No,
that hurts.
it's more of the, if I just hop in my car and look over to my fuel strategy, I can see how many laps the cars can take. Or should we just keep it as a mystery?
Because of the percentage cap. So the fuel restriction is 42%.
Jeez.
I'm going to bet 60-minute race. Oh! I don't know if everybody else caught that, but Josh Horton got a little, I think he tried to put the power down through that corner and his car got a little crossed up. So fuel cap, 42%, 60-minute race. We want to keep the races entertaining and fun for the drivers on track. I'm going to say, I'm thinking it's a 2-stop race. Just for fuel mainly. That's a big fuel cap. That's pretty much half a tank. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's roughly almost 35 litres in total. It'll be interesting. One thing I learned last night, the quick boys, they can manage their fuel. Look, I don't know how they can do it, but they can manage the fuel and be just as quick. So I wouldn't be surprised if at the final lap they just have enough to creep over the finish line. While a few of the bit more heavier on the accelerator might have to pit for the second time.
And if we see another safety car, because you've got to take safety cars into consideration as well, depending to see if people will take that extra pit stop while they have the opportunity. Mind you, it is a long track around, so to take the pit stop on a safety car may means you fall well and truly off the back of the pack for a restart. Jet has chimed in again. The boys hopefully know how to do your fuel strat. Well, mate, don't be holding secrets out. What's this fuel strat, mate? Come on, fill us in.
It's got some data there that he doesn't want to give to us. I mean, how about the bottom markers? Well, I think so anyway.
Can't come in the chat talking about your fuel strat if you don't share it, mate. We don't. How are we going to know if it's good or not? I suppose we'll have to wait and see how your team drivers. Safety car is now ending. The safety car has pulled away from the pack. The pack is now being in control by Josh Horton. And we will be waiting for the start. Once the safety car is safe and into the pits.
This is a massive chance for Dylan and John to regain some position and some time as well.
Definitely, they're all right on the back. Safety car is in the pits. It is all now in the hands of Joshua Horton. And he's gone. He is off. Foot to the floor. The draft is really going to help the guys out in the middle of the pack here. This is why Joshua Horton has tried to get a jump on them, because he knows that draft is going to track him down very fast. As we see Dylan Gray here, right on the back of Greg Johnston, giving him a little kiss, pushing him along. This is the sort of bump drafting you normally see in your NASCAR style racing. Oh, he's had to get off the brake then. That's caused Johnston to go across. Nice save, Johnston. Well done to Dylan Gray for staying out of the trouble of that as well.
That was very, very clean from the both of them. They keep both cars on the track and not take each other out. That is very clean.
Oh, no. Jono just off to the right a little bit under the pressure of Dylan Gray there. Look who's on the back of these guys. As I said, he is one to watch out for. Mr. John McHenry, he will hunt these battles down all race and take advantage. McHenry, Johnston are going to go at it now. Right behind him, Christensen, Leak. So locked on lads. Two Team Gregs and a Team SRW Motorsports in the mid battle here for P5. Jet says mega fuel savings while keeping your pace, using clutch where you can and backing off early, brake late. Well, there you go, he did fill us in. Johnston on the back of McHenry now, using that draft. 3 cars using that draft now. This is where they want to work together. Still early in the race. As Christensen shows the nose, side by side with Leak. No, with Johnston. He's around Johnston.
Ooh,
he's around McHenry. What a move. Oh no, he's cooked it. That's going to be a slowdown. Beautiful move, but too much pace through there, and he's overshot it. Did he get a slowdown? He must have. He's going up.
You would have had to there. Like that's a lot of corner that he took.
The 3 cars behind him, Johnson, Leak, and Price, have definitely caught up.
Yeah, he definitely had to slow down. He's slowing down even more now.
Yeah, there we go. So he's tried to stagger the slowdown. Very clever tactic, which you can do as long as you serve it within the time it tells you.
Oh no, Callum just been hit. He's spun, just hit. Oh no. Oh, that is not good.
We've had an instant with Callan Hodgkinson. Here he comes down into T1. Oh, he's just lost the rear end. Oh. And who was that banged into the side of him? Was that
Mark Turner, I think?
Yes, you're right. It was Mark Turner, mate, in the K-Tech Motorsports car. Let's get back out on track. A lot of chaos tonight. Callan Hodgkinson has now dropped down into 7th place. And I'm just going to bring your eyes back to this man again. It's so great to see him back out on track for the Locked On Lads team. John McHenry, already up into 3rd place, up 11 positions from starting spot. He is definitely one to keep series.
And try and drag one of the boys behind with him to work as a team and try and catch up with the 2 boys up ahead. They're 4.5 seconds roughly ahead, and if they used to continue working as a team, it could be hard to catch up. Oh, poor Callum.
Bear with us 1 second, guys, while we get the timing tower back up. I just had a glitch in my internet and it looked like the stream was going to go down for a second, but she's held on. Go, you good little internet, go. Hold on.
Yeah, sounds like you definitely got rid of the major gremlins. Just the minor ones you got to fix. It's Mark Turner here on the outside of Greg Johnston, I believe.
You are correct, mate. This is Greg Johnson from Team Greg in the red energy. That is also Jamie Christensen right behind him. Mark Turner has gone a little wide, which has slowed him down. That's allowed Johnston to hold the lead for the moment. Christensen is going to slot right in behind. He will be getting ready to show that nose whenever he gets the chance. He makes the move. He's got the apex. He's up the inside. He's going to hold it, and he's going to make that move on Turner, but Turner is still right there. It's not over yet. Turner has pulled the lead back just for the moment. Christensen, I thought, might slot back in. There he goes there. Look at the different lines these three drivers are taking. Christensen attacking is a total different line to McHenry. No, Johnston, who's blocking. Is that a lapped car in there?
No.
It's all right.
All on the lead lap.
Thanks to iRacing. SDK. Just having a little bit of a hiccup. I had to restart real quick, but we are back.
Well, it's going to be close here. Turner and Johnston getting really close to each other, and Jamie here has the toe. He's going to go on the outside. This is going to be 3 wide.
Oh my gosh, 3 wide.
Oh no!
This is a dangerous spot. Christensen with a lot of run up here.
No, contact there. Mark car just broke down by looks, all contact.
I did just see Mark's car fly off. Oh, a little bit more contact. Tight corner there to go 2 wide. They've both done extremely well to hold that. I wondered what's happened with Mark Turner. I have nothing on the screen to say what actually happened, but he took a huge slide. Over the top view, Mark Turner is on the left. Oh, it looked like a little tap.
Yeah,
but not enough to do the car. And then as he's moved away because he's felt the tap, I don't want to say it, but I think it was net code.
Yeah, it can be very harsh, that decision there. I wouldn't want to be in the control panel for that, but it's hard. I feel sorry for both of them, to be honest, because I don't think that was on purpose there. And just the slightest tap. Oh no, Kevin just dodging the car right there.
Looks like Sinkovic is around. Johnson, Christensen, Price has fought his way back up. He is now back into 5th place.
Yeah, that safety car definitely saved him there. He's put his head down and just went forward, which is a good thing after making 2 mistakes. So looking forward to it.
Well, he can't let people like Callan Hodgkinson get around him like he just did. Made it look too easy.
It's a safety car there, mate. I just heard safety car on the Sinkovic brothers request for a safety car.
You are correct. 2nd safety car of the night. We didn't actually take any bets for the safety car and how many, but that is number 2. So let's see where this incident started. I believe it was with Steven Sinkovic. Hashtag Spinovich goes a bit wide, tries to catch it, gets on the grass. Watch out for the Castrol car. Oh my lord, don't hurt that car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. His whole front wheel is actually hanging off, if I can get a decent camera.
Yeah, I think I was watching that live when I said, oh, Kevin, watch out. I believe that was Kevin that skillfully dodged him.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Unlucky there, Stephen. These cars are very fragile, like extremely fragile. It doesn't take too much to break them. Stephen will be jumping into the pits to use his first fast repair of the night while we wait for the safety car to come out and line up the drivers.
I'm intrigued to see what happened to you, ShiBBy. I haven't seen anyone jump into the pitch yet, but we're at the 23-minute mark, a second safety car. This is looking more like a one-stopper right now.
21 minutes in. Maybe, mate, maybe. Yeah, actually, you could be very right with the safety cars. They're going to save a lot of fuel at the moment, so... It's going to be interesting.
I forgot the time I was looking at includes the 2 minutes grid time. Oops, didn't mean that. Safety car leader, Dylan Gray, still in first place, followed by Joshua and John. Jeez, lucky man John, behind second and first now. With Jamie and Greg as well, rounding out the top five now. This also benefits Dean Sinkovich as well. He was a minute behind the leader, now he actually gets to catch up to the pack. And if there's no more safety cars, he might get the bragging rights over the Brother Wars.
He has got them at the moment, being higher up on that standings after round 1. He is only just in front of Steven, so Steven needs to get out of those pits and get back on the back of them. You can see how long that pit timer is. That is 105 seconds so far. It is a very long pit road. While we've got the time, I want to say a huge thank you for Cammus coming on board and sponsoring our Toyota GR86 series. With over 10 years of automotive electronics, machinery and machine electricity research and development experience, not only has in-depth study on new energy, automobile, core motor, motor controller, battery management, so much knowledge and skills have gone into the back of creating Cammus. So if you want to go check out some of their products, learn more about them, check out some electric go-karts they sell, head over to cammus.com. The electric go-karts look cool.
Oh, mate. I reckon it'll be an awesome thing to drive. Especially if you ever race go-karts indoors. There's nothing worse than smelling gas or methanol or whatever they withdraw. So having electric carts indoors, I reckon that'll be awesome.
I think the ones here in Queensland that are called slideways or slide karting, they're all electric.
Well, I just saw 2 cars hop into the pits. I don't know if they got damage and they
McHenry and Johnson, both in the pits. Maybe this could be trying an undercut. This is where pit strategies could actually come into play. Maybe they're thinking, hey, with the amount of safety cars we've already had, there's a high chance of a third one. So we do a quick fill up now. Next safety car, when other people pull in to fill up, we just stay out there.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting strategy there, considering that one of them just got up to P3 actually for that. So yeah, it was 24 minutes done. I'm intrigued to see how many more laps all the rest of the boys have actually. Oh, I think that's calls for Stephen out the race by the sounds there, ShiBBy.
Was there a call over comms?
Yeah, it sounds like he has too much damage to get back out there.
Oh, so has he must have used a fast repair then?
I would definitely know the 2 brothers did have contact early on in the race. Well, the first safety car was caused from that incident. He might have had to use the fast repair there and then.
You're right, he probably could have. Another chance is he might have accidentally still had use fast repair ticked when he didn't want to, and it has used it. Be tempted to see what he how he feels. I'm sure he's probably happy in a way that he's out of the race, but not happy. Like, I know he needs some rest. He hasn't been feeling too well this week. Family has been sick, so all the best to Steve and his family. It's good to see him out on the track. Maybe that's why his performance isn't as dialed in tonight.
Sounds like the safety car has left, and Dylan Gray is now leading the pack. Interesting strategy. He has a teammate behind him, and I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to try and get the jump start, create a gap, or try and pull his teammate away with the pack?
Jamie Dyke is in the pit lane. Safety car is off the track. The race is now in Dylan Gray's hands. Will he go early like his teammate Joshua did on the last safety car? They are very banked up. It looks like Stephen has it. No, not Stephen. Greg Johnson has managed to catch the back of the track, and he's off. It's hard to tell with how quiet these cars are, but he put the foot down and they are out of there. Big long train. They're going to want to keep this momentum up with each other, stay on top of each other. They do not want the LMR eSport boys to get away. Sinkovic Dean has made a move on Greg Leake to move up into 8th place. McHenry, who was in 3rd, is now back down in 10th with 30 minutes of racing left to go. Apart from the safety cars, mate, this has been some solid close racing with the 86s. Ryan Price back up into 6th, where he qualified after a few spins at the beginning, avoiding some accidents. Mark Turner back into his qualifying position in 5th as well.
Look further back there, John slowly moving up, now into P9, and behind. Oh, is he behind? Who I think he is?
Dean Sinkovic. If that's who you're thinking it is, that's who it is. Look at the angle of this track as they come around side by side.
Mate, I feel like I'm falling down my chair watching that.
The gyro cam is very impressive, showing the way the tracks actually, the elevation in them. Leake and Sinkovic now, always a great battle. The Team Greggs and the Team SRW Motorsport boys love getting out there and giving it to each other. Joshua Horton and Dylan Gray right on the back of each other. Look at this. The skill this takes. It may look easy to push a car along at 200 kilometers an hour, but this is very, very dangerous work. As we see Christensen sneaking up to the back. He's going to want them to force the error right now. He has got...
So I'll just let you know, I just seen in the background, Dean Sinkovic just split in the middle, 3 wide, and overtook 2 cars at the same time.
That is, he got past McHenry and Leake there. Christensen has got round Horton. Too many battles going on at once. I will mark that move by Dean, and we'll get a replay of that as Christensen drops again behind Horton, takes a different line around that corner. We are definitely going to want to see that overtake of Dean getting past John and Greg. While they are still in a fierce battle at the back here, you've got Greg Leake, Dean Sinkovic and John McHenry all fighting for a top 10 finish. Leake on the left, Sinkovic on the right.
I thought Dino would have tried and split that gap there. Left the door open. Ooh.
I think Callan Hodgkinson is around. He is there. He is on screen now. He has just spun. He has dropped a couple of places there. He was fighting his way back up. He did qualify in 3rd position. As we watch Dean come round the corner as well on Callan Hodgkinson, they are going to be side by side.
Yeah, he just got in front of him. He's had to lead in his corner, which is really good. Good move there. Nice and clean.
Oh, Callan was... Oh, wow, he was so much faster through there then.
That was a massive, massive gap reduction there. It just proves how much skills he had, Callum. Just making a couple of mistakes to put him to the back, but geez, that's skillful to take that speed.
Mark Turner is going into the pits. Ryan Price just fought his battle with him to get around him, and he jumps in the pits. Leak is in the pits as well.
Yeah, well, we just got past the halfway point now, so hopefully that these boys, once they go into the pits, that's it. They don't need any more. And the other question is, do they need to rely on a safety car to make it? It would be intriguing to see who still has enough fuel in the car.
You know, I'm going to be surprised to see if there is another safety car. I feel like these boys are settling in now. Oh, as I say that, Dean gets a little bit of a squiggle there, and that drops him down. Callan makes the move and gets around him. Easiest way to overtake, let your opposition make the mistake. But Dean is not going to give up. Oh, and we have a Steve Sinker. Mr. Sinkovich is in the comms box, mate. Don't want to keep you too long because you don't sound the best. Oh, big squiggle by Callan. And that allows Dean to get back around him. Mate, did you use your fast repair in the first incident by accident?
Yes, I did, mate. I did.
Did think
and
that
I knew
happened.
it was going to come bite me in the butt, and it did, because I tell you what, no matter where you are on the track, you get a draft and you can catch up the field so quickly. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys caught it at one stage. We had 4 going through the bus stop in one go.
Yep, we've definitely caught a lot of that, and the 2-3 wides as well.
Yeah, a lot of fun, these cars, a lot of fun. I highly recommend them. Sick as a dog, but I couldn't miss tonight. There's just so much fun. The draft is immense. It is huge.
Oh, Dean, huge spin, takes out Greg at the same time.
Yeah, that'll be Dean done for the night.
That was a big spin.
Yeah, these cars, when they come loose on this track, they come loose. They just surprise you.
And they're very fragile little cars. Here it is again. Dean a little loose.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then just bumps Johnston. And they're both around and gone. Dean trying to get away from that tyre wall, but that is going to probably do a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, he's got no fast repairs left either.
And Greggy Johnston's car isn't looking too happy either. Oh, Dean is still moving. He's actually made it to the pits.
Oh, jeez. Lucky him. Poor Greg.
His car's not
out there.
He's actually got a broken rear left. You can see it wiggling around under load there. Not looking good, but the boys are still out battling. No safety car this time.
He'll have a fast repair, Greg. Dean won't, so Dean might have to sit there for a few minutes. Worst case scenario. I had 12 minutes of repairs to go, so there was no way I was going to sit through that.
Doing great, the leader. Just the back end just went loose there. Luckily he caught it, but Joshua Horton's got a 209.256, the quickest lap in the race so far.
If you actually have a look, Dylan Gray and Joshua Horton have the same lap time last lap. They both did a 209.26. So they're using that teamwork and drafting extremely well. As we jump back to Mr. John McHenry, who has fought his way back through the field again. Back up 10 spots. The furthest he's got tonight is up into 3rd, and he is battling with Ryan Price at the moment, who is up 2 places from his qualifying.
The best thing about it for John, he's in the prime position here. The 4 boys actually in front of him all have to pit. So he's just talking about pit. Dylan Gray, Joshua Horton just went in.
And Jamie Christensen as well, mate. Top 3 are in together. So with McHenry's early pit, this is where that undercut is going to come into play. He actually may be able to just keep pushing now. Where is he going to come around? He's still got a fair way to go. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong car number. He's 116. He is around and gone, so he is provisional P1 at the moment. Gray, Horton, Christensen still in the pits. This is extremely long pits. The exit takes up a lot of time.
The thing is as well, Ryan, who's in second place, even though he had an incident early on, he can push for a couple more laps before he goes in. So when he pits, you don't have to pit for less amount of fuel, so he might be able to hold on to the back of the pack once he comes back out from the pit stop. Ooh, Greg Leake just made a move from Kevin.
Oh, has Kevin gone a little wide there? And Leakey's just got his nose in and gone, thank you very much. Leakey uses the draft, gets down on the inside line. He definitely had more speed through there. This is down into T1. Oh, yeah. Wakefield got a little bit uncertain. Got off the brakes.
He's gone to make that corner and didn't realise how much Greg just pulled off there, and that's why he went way off the track. But it's good skill though to make sure that he didn't cause an incident there. So even though he lost a bit of time, and also lost a position to Callum as well, he's still in it to win it.
That's right. The uncertainty on that turn 1 is the worst way to come into that corner. If you are uncertain, then there's going to be issues. But he did a great job of not holding the brakes in and just locking that car up. He got on the brakes, locked it, slowed himself down enough to let go of the brakes and keep it safely on the track. Great little save there. That corner. Steve, do you drive it with 2 braking zones? He's still there. He might be talking to his boy or his wife.
Yeah, I think he's AFK for the time being.
But yeah, definitely coming
Sorry,
around.
mate, I was coughing my lung out at the time.
Put that one back in, mate. Put it back in. So,
what was your question, mate? Coming
round the final bank down past the end of pit lane into that first corner, do you drive that as they come down now as 2 braking zones?
There's different entries to it. Some go up top and they come in. I like to come in close to the apex, and I brake a touch earlier. I can carry more pace through it, and that's where I stuffed myself and spun. I just carried just a little bit too much pace, and you tend to have, if the good guys, they'll go fast, wide and come in. They'll do the 2 taps, yeah. And I can get a really good run in from there by braking just where that orange line crosses. So I brake there, and I'm braking in a straight line, and then I let the car turn around. Unfortunately, when I spun before, I had Kevin on my right, so I was a bit distracted at the same time. But I had him in the corner and easy, so you can come in here, that line there's the brake point. And then you can carry it in nice and tight to the apex. I did the same thing Dean did there, except I hit the dirt on the right-hand side there and spun myself around. But it's a really good line. It's a really good way as well to cut in under the guy going up top, because it cuts his angle off as well.
Good smooth corner there. Great example as we were talking about that exact corner from Dean Sinkovich there. Jason Douglas has chimed in on the chat, mate, and he's sent his well wishes to you, Steve, to get well soon.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. What we were talking about before when you lost me, the draft is worth a second down the straight. It was, and during the qualies, I was doing Jamie a draft, and he made up a full second on his time just by sitting behind me across this main straight.
Definitely makes a big difference. We saw that during the practice and the quali with the LMR boys doing a bit of NASCAR style bump drafting. Here it comes again. Crazy skill to be this close on the back of each other.
Not only for the back guy, but for the front guy too, because that touch can really unsettle you.
That initial touch as they first clip, especially such a light rear end in this 86. Oh, Mark Turner, Callan Hodgkinson side by side. We are coming down to over the start-finish line. We'll be heading back into that first turn. Callan on, oh, just had to get on the brakes a little harder there. He's going to change the way his line is on the way out, but looked really smooth. Originally, it didn't look like he was wanting to take that line, and his braking sort of made him change it up really quickly.
Yeah, let's look at Callum's not really comfortable with the car tonight. He's normally a bit more quicker around the track, and I think his confidence pretty low with a couple of mistakes that he's made.
Could be a track that he's not awfully. What sort of word was that, ShiBBy? It's a track that he may not also be too comfortable with. We do know our drivers, or most drivers, have a favourite track and a least favourite track. This could be Callan's. As we see Callan and Mark still going at it, neither one wanting to let this position get away. This is your battle for 6th position. Everybody else is stretched out a little bit. John McHenry has a massive gap to these. He is 48 seconds to these two drivers. He is 4 seconds ahead of Ryan Price. Ryan Price is in the pits. So this is what you were talking about, to see when he pits, Tyler. If he can get out of those pits quick enough to stay on the back of one of the packs that come through.
Yeah, I really hope he does. Like, considering that Josh and Dylan, they're working together, they're slowly cutting into time. I don't think it's enough time for them to catch up. They just gained 7/10 just then to John. With 15 minutes to go, they're looking at John to make a mistake or a safety car to catch up. And Mark on the outside for the move. Geez, these two just swapping positions like no tomorrow. It's just incredible. Side by side. Who's going to break first? Yeah, Mark did the right thing there. Keep it on the outside. Try not to go too fast, otherwise you hit the grass. Ryan Price is just coming out the pitch now, so he just missed out on the boys. A little bit further back than I thought he would be.
Callan has completed that move, and yes, Ryan Price has managed to squeeze out and stay in that top 10 just ahead of Dean Sinkovich. Mr. John McHenry. Dylan Gray has closed that. Oh no, that's Jono. It's Mr. Greg Johnson. He's actually caught. He's got a lap car in front of him. So at the moment, there's an 18-second gap between John and Dylan. And if John stays like this, drives safe and smart, doesn't need a pit, there's only 15 minutes to go, this could be his race. He's just got to keep it clean now for the last 15 minutes. And he's going to use Johnston
on the start as well, didn't he?
I think the whole field pretty much did. But yes, starting from the back of the pack, McHenry definitely didn't have a great start and fell right off at the beginning.
I think the best thing as well what John can do, he did pit earlier than everyone else, so he might have to feel safe, so staying behind, getting the toe off Greg, I reckon that might be a smart idea to keep him in the race. Well, Dylan and Josh, they can go flat out. They've pitted 34 minutes in the race, they got plenty of fuel to go. And slowly catching up.
Gents, I'll leave you guys to it. Have fun, enjoy. Good luck with the rest of the call.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Go get some rest, buddy. Thanks for dropping in and
cheers, man.
Give us a bit of pointers. Catch you, mate. All right, there's your pit stop strategy. So McHenry pitted. I can't read that because my screen's too far away.
Yeah, I think it's lap 8 or 9, but that's under safety car as well. So 5 more laps of fuel for Gray and Horton. It's intriguing to see how much fuel McHenry has. If he actually has enough, that's a good question, because I don't think anyone else was out there past the 14 lap mark. So you're looking at 25 laps, maybe 26. I reckon he might be pushing it.
Mark Turner, I think, might have had a slowdown because Kevin Wakefield came out of nowhere and got around him, but now it looks like he's back on the accelerator and back around Kevin. Not sure what's happened there, but I'm just going to assume that it was a slowdown for Mark Turner.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a up and down race, hasn't he? Because those two are side by side coming into the first corner. I'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting.
I'll just see what happened in the replay. Mark Turner, they both gone side by side and just went a little bit too hot and went wide.
Ah,
which allowed
okay.
Kevin to get in front. But then Kevin made a whoopsie daisy on the exit of the corner as well, lost the back end, and that's when Mark got him again.
So this is... Whoa.
So close. And then looked at just gone a little bit too hot there. Tried to take advantage, but take too much advantage there. And then coming out the next corner, the same thing happened. Kevin's lost the back end a bit on the corner and allowed Mark to catch up and get ahead of him.
Shows how skatey the rear ends of these cars really are. Oh, there it is. Hits the ripple strip, loses a bit of acceleration. Has to back out of it to keep the car straight. Mark makes the move around him again. Oh, that's not good. I just think Christensen has actually had an off track somewhere there. Still holding P4 at the moment. Good place to be. Leak and Price, Turner and Wakefield. It is starting to heat up in the back of the pack here. Leak will get the nose out. Will hold the inside lane around turn 1. Keep it nice and smooth on the inside there. Takes it out, not as wide as what I think he could have gone there, but I think he was being aware that Ryan Price was near him somewhere.
Yeah, it's always sometimes good to be a bit more generous because you don't really know what, you can't read the driver's mind all the time. You don't know if they're going to attack or not. So I think Greg did the right thing. He kept his car safe. He's already had to use a fast repair, I believe, early on. So fighting for P8, I reckon he's got to make his car nice and wide and not let him get past him.
Where he wants to hold it. Dylan Gray and Josh Horton have actually, with their teamwork of bump drafting, have brought that near on 15-second gap just about down 2 seconds, about 1.5 seconds at the moment on John McHenry. They are bringing it down very quickly with just over 10 minutes to go though, Tyler. I don't know if they're going to have that draft push.
Well, the question is, John, he's still low because he's just stayed behind Greg and got the tow from him the whole time around the bend instead of overtaking him. And Greg is the slower car, so I got a gut feeling that John does not actually have enough fuel at the moment to finish the race.
And he's trying to fuel save. Well, they've closed that gap to 11.5 seconds now. John has his intervals up.
Yeah, within the first sector, they've already gained 1.2 seconds, so
that time is dropping fast. I do believe you're right, though. I think you could be right on the money that thinking that McHenry doesn't have enough fuel to push hard for the rest of this race. And he's doing the smart thing by using Johnston as his drag to help do a bit of fuel saving. I wonder if it's going to be enough, though.
Even then, if the two boys, Dylan and Joshua, do catch up to him, if he stays behind the back of them, it's a smart play as well. I mean, at Daytona, if you ever watch NASCARs, it's always the last corner. You want to be behind the car, you want the tow. I mean, that you do the slingshot around them on the outside or the inside to take the finish line. That's all that matters here. So I think John's got a strategy in his mind that when the two boys come along, he'll stick to the back of them and try and make it to the very end of the race behind them and slingshot around the corner.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to want to pit. They've dropped that gap to 10 seconds now here. The teamwork is definitely making the dream work. Dylan Gray does look like he's starting to push a bit of a gap on Josh. I don't know if he's starting to fight his way forwards now. They are doing 2:09s while McHenry is doing 2:12s. There is a 3-second lap time difference. Can they catch up in 9 minutes? That gap is now down under 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're roughly looking at 4 laps, so if the boys can gain 2.5 seconds per lap, it will be a fight for the finish there.
Mate, they are dropping that gap so fast. It is down to 7.9 seconds now. They are into this. And I believe because of their later fuel stop, of course, they're going to be able to push harder without having to stress too much of not having the fuel to finish the race. They can see McHenry on track now, right in front of them. The gap is down to 7.2 seconds. They are catching and fast.
Another thing as well with the two boys in second and third, they've been drafting off each other all the way through the race. Poor John being out there by himself for a fair bit of it, so this really falls into LMR's hand right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take him on too.
Oh, they're gonna take it on. 6.3 second gap now. Henry is either got to block hard, or as you said, let him go and hook onto the back and still finish in a third place.
It looked like John just bit the bullet. He just overtook Greg just then.
He
believes he has enough fuel by looks to make it.
He's got, what are we doing? We're doing 2:12 laps. He's got possibility of maximum 3 laps left. Is that right? 3? Yep, that's probably about right.
3 to 4 laps.
Yeah. Dylan Gray has just done the fastest lap of the session, nearly with a 2:08, very, very close. He is locked in a 2:09.08. I believe that is the Toyo Sim fastest lap from the practice, qualifying, and race tonight.
The qualifying, Joshua holds the quickest lap for tonight with a 2:08.6.
Oh, and he's just done a 2:08.96. So it was 2:08.6, the fastest lap tonight.
Yep.
That is a blistering lap. That is your Toyo Sim's fastest lap. 2:08.6 by Joshua Horton. My man Tyler Sheaf with all the statistics for us tonight. Great having you on board once again for the 86ers, mate.
No, thanks very much. It looks like the rest of the boys at the back is spread out a bit, and the battle is just basically on for P1 right now. Dylan and Joss, 2, maybe 3 laps to go, and I believe they might make it. If they can get to the back of John, that will be a very good chance.
We can see John off the rear of the back of the locked on lads car. You can see Greg Johnston there right behind him and not far down the track. The two LMR eSport boys drafting, pushing each other harder and harder. But McHenry is absolutely into it now. He is just going to push to the end. He's managed to hold this gap off. He's keeping it at about 5 seconds at the moment. That draft, though, from the two LMR boys is going to make a huge impact. I wonder if Mr. Johnston is going to play a bit of blocking game.
Well, John's about to go around the last bend now. I'm intrigued to see what his lap time is. If it's in the 2:10s, he might be safe.
You're right, 2:10.2. I think he's on it.
Yeah, I think he's on it. Well, the other two boys, a 2:09.1 and a 208.99, or is that not updated to me?
I've got two 208.99s loaded up here as their last lap. Both of them did a 208.99.
And they're slowly catching up, but I don't think it's enough. I do not think it's enough. The next lap that will be the right lap, my final lap.
What are we doing? Yeah, 2:10s. Yep, that's going to put us at 58 minutes. Yep, you're right on the money.
Oh no!
Oh, that's Johnston.
Oh no!
No, McHenry needed Johnston to stay there.
No, actually, talked about that. Dylan Gray did not need that because I reckon you lost an easy half to a full second there. That actually put John in a nice position there because they cannot get a tow from Greg at all.
That's true. They could have used Greg as a towing point rather than a bit of a blocking hindrance. But McHenry is still keeping that gap around that 4.6 mark. 4.7 to Joshua Horton.
Got a little bit of a bump there. Gray's getting pushed to go as fast as possible to try and catch up. I'm intrigued to see how much time they lost because of that incident with Greg. It's not his fault.
It's just
mistakes happen.
Yeah, mate. When you've got pressure of fast guys behind you, one little look in your mirror just to see what's going on, easiest way to make a mistake.
Yeah, 101 thing goes through your mind is where should we allow you to overtake? Where should I go? When are they going to catch up? It can play with your brain a bit. Got a lap time of 209.7, so I think I probably would be correct that he lost a full second there because he most likely would have had the draft from Greg before you overtook him.
Yeah, under 4 seconds behind McHenry now though. Christensen, solid race. Absolutely staple. Very clean, consistent. Qualified 4th so far, still sitting in 4th. Great drive tonight. But they are down to nearly 3.5 seconds behind McHenry. You can see them starting to come around the corners. They are definitely pulling it in close. This is white flag racing now. This is white flag. Thank you to our race stewards tonight, Jamie Dyke and Tyson McAvoy. This is the final lap of your Cammus Toyota GR86 Season 2 of 2023, and this is round 2 at Daytona Road, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. These 86s definitely do not disappoint, even on the long tracks. There has been a massive amount of movement throughout the field. The biggest movers and shakers tonight, of course, John McHenry up 14 places, sitting in a provisional P1 at the moment as they come down the final embankment towards the start-finish line. The LMR Esports boys of Dylan Gray and Joshua Horton are still 3 seconds behind. I think we have our winner for tonight as Barney gets out and waves that checkered flag. It is John McHenry's race tonight. Dylan Gray in 2nd place, Joshua Horton in 3rd. Jamie Christensen with a fantastic drive is going to take out 4th. Callan Hodgkinson with a bit of up and down driving tonight, down 2 spots for his qualifying, will finish in 5th. Mark Turner down 1 spot, although he has Ryan Price on the back of him. This race is not over yet. Can Price get the draft round these final runs to take P6? He's going on the outside. Didn't hold the draft for as long as I thought. Is there much side draft in these 86s? Is this going to come down to nose? Price is going to take this. Price has taken it. Well done, Ryan. What a finish, mate. Unlucky mark there to finish in 7th place. So Ryan Price there actually qualified 6th and has now finished in 6th. Kevin Wakefield up 1 position from qualifying, finishing in 8th place. Greg Leake up 2 positions in 9th. And Greg Johnson will be your 10th place tonight. Followed by Dean Sinkovich and Steven Sinkovich, who got very unlucky, had to use their fast repairs, and the track was not kind to them tonight. What a cracker of a race. John McHenry's pit strategy absolutely paid off tonight. What a phenomenal drive.
Yeah, that was a great strategy from John. I believe sticking behind Greg Johnston has really helped him out there. Make sure he had the correct amount of fuel to get over the finish line. I couldn't believe it. I thought he might have run out at the very end, but well played to him.
Extremely well played. That fuel saving behind the Team Greg car definitely worked to his advantage. And then when he knew he had to make the push, he knew he had the right amount of fuel left to just start racing hard. What a great finish.
Yeah, so you got McHenry, Gray and Horton, your top 3 for tonight. P4, Jamie Christensen. It was a bit of an up and down race for him. Same thing as Cullen Hodgkinson as well in P5. It's great to see him recover after a bit of a shaky race. Ryan Price as well, bit of a rough start with the jump at the start and the spin. But that safety car did help him bring it back up to P6. With P7, Mark Turner, Kevin Wakefield P8, Greg Leake 9, and Greg Johnston 10. With the 2 DNF cars, Dean Sinkovich and Steven Sinkovich. So I think that was a fantastic race from all the boys there. I believe, if I see that correctly, John did run out of fuel.
Yep, he was just starting to splutter there. Coming around the last embankment, he nearly had enough to finish that lap, but he's got his mate, Mr. Greg Johnston, there in the car number 61, Red Energy from Team Greg, giving him a push so he can get round for the podium photos. Again, huge shout out to Cammus for helping support our Toyota GR86 Season 2 2023. And thank you so much for Warren and Brown for our round sponsors. Also like to give a special mention to our stream sponsors, Melville Equipment, Warren and Brown, Grim Industries, Toyo Sim and Racecraft. And a huge thank you to all the viewers out there tonight for coming along and joining us as always. If you have enjoyed this broadcast and want to help support Sim Racing World TV as well as the Sim Racing World League, it's easy to do and it's free. Hit that like button. If you're not following, hit that follow button. That's all you have to do to stay in the know for when we go live 6 nights a week. And our next race is tomorrow night, Friday night, GT3 90-minute races. It is our mini enduro season. And, well, oh, John's just run out of fuel. And we are going to Fuji Grand Prix for the GT3 mini enduro. And there is your podium tonight. What a phenomenal race that was. Get on the grass, boys. Oh, McHenry's got no fuel. Get out there, lads. This is the only place where I will allow burnouts on the grass.
Daytona is a fantastic place to do some burnouts on the grass, mate.
Show those drifting skills. Look at that circle work in that 86. Nice work, lads. Nice work. What a race. I'm looking forward to talk to these lads. We are still waiting for Mr. McHenry, but what we might do is while Mr. Horton is cutting some laps. Oh, I don't. That's right. SDK crashed. I don't have the start of the race. That's really annoying.
Oh, that's not good.
Hang on. Let me cheat a little bit. Right, let's get Mr. Horton down in for a chat. Third place finish tonight for round 2.
Oh.
Hello, mate. Surprise, surprise.
Spooked me a little bit there, boys. Holy.
Mate, that's what we're here to do. Keep you on your toes. Make sure you're ready to go at every moment.
We love it. We love it.
Just like the start tonight, mate. How fun is a stop-start on an embankment?
It was... I think that's the first ever bank start I've ever actually done, to be honest. Dylan was telling me, bleed out the clutch and, you know, like, slowly get on it so you don't skid like I did. And I said, fuck it, drop the clutch, full lock to the left, and it went. You know, it stuck.
Yeah, well, so I think about 6 other cars did your exact same thing, and somehow you all managed to fishtail at the same time, and then you all caught it and kept going. So yeah, it was actually a very interesting start, mate. Let's talk about the rest of the race. You and your teammate Dylan. That the draft work that you guys were putting in together really put you guys in a good-looking spot for the start of the race. And then a couple of safety cars in a relatively quick succession and a couple of different pit stop strategies saw you guys essentially fall about 18 seconds behind P1. And then that big push, mate. Did you guys think you were going to catch up that much?
We did. So we saw that he was, I believe it was Greg, he was pushing in the slipstream with Greg trying to get along. And me and Dylan saw that and we were like, right, once he gets past him, it's kind of game over for him because he's going to be a sitting duck on every straight. We're bumping, gaining like, I think on some of the laps we were getting 3 seconds on him a lap because, well, we brought it down from, I think it was just under 20 all the way down to just under 4 at the end there. So we were pushing. It was like heads down, no talking, we're locked, we're going for it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was crazy to see, mate, because, yeah, you were 100% right. It was near on 20 seconds, and then we were just watching that time drop. At one point in time, McHenry was doing 212s, high 212s, and you guys were cracking the high 28s, really putting the foot down.
Yeah, it was... We were going for it, that's for sure.
Phenomenal driving, mate. Takes a lot of skill from both of you to be able to sit that close with each other, especially on in the 86s where we all know that rear end is very skittish. So phenomenal driving, mate. Congratulations for P3. And the mic is all yours to shout out your sponsors.
Sweet, thank you. Fastest lap, by the way. Beat Dylan by 0.033. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Did Josh Horton take the Toyo Sim overall fastest lap, Tyler?
Yes, he did. He took it out both in qualifying and the race, so he has black and white all over Dylan.
Well done, mate. You are the Toyo Sim's fastest lap for round 2, mate. So, again, congratulations on P3. And who are all your sponsors?
Alrighty, sponsors. We got Lodge Bros, we got Dubby, NZ Performance, Wayne Boylet Mechanical, OKMS Photography, Majors Gage, JM Designs, and a big shout out to all the boys at LMR Esports.
Well done, mate, and we look forwards to seeing you back on track again. You're going to be missing Jet for next week as well, mate, so it's going to be all up to you and Dylan to get out there and put the pace down.
Yeah, we'll keep the name up. LMR don't lose just because Jeff's gone. We'll keep it.
Well done, mate. And as always, yeah, we look forward to talking to you again next time.
So, thank you, guys.
Have a good one, Josh.
You're welcome.
You too.
All right. This one will be all yours, Tyler, as we drag in P2, Dylan Gray.
Dylan, I got to say, yourself and Josh drove fantastic today. It's just unfortunate that the safety car put John in front of you. What was your thoughts on the race?
We stuffed up. We were going in that second safety car. We dummy the field, see who pits in, and we caught 2 people there, and then we went by lap 10. we should have pitted because of the fuel drop, but if we pitted, we had to fuel save in that because I just made it home on fuel and that near the end, but otherwise it was a good race, which is the main thing. Got points in the bag, extend that championship lead.
Oh, that's a good thing. What's your thoughts on the track, you know? When you're going around in a GR86 on the 31-degree banking, what's your thoughts on it? Is it fun?
It's fun when you're in tow and that, but honestly, if we did the NASCAR road, it would have thrown a few curveballs because of the final chicane, having the 2 bus stops. It would have been a lot more tricky. You'll have literally probably that one massive tow section, which is the turn 1, turn 2 on the banking, if it's the overlay out, and that's pretty much it, all the towing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, I see that Josh, he just got you on the fastest lap of the race. Were you giving it to him, or did he deserve that on his own?
It was literally, he was sitting in the tow for pretty much the whole race, so it was either or who was going to get it, but it was most likely going to be him because he was behind me and had that extra speed with the tow and bump drafting.
No, it was great teamwork to see between the two of you, and you know, you could have both easily made a mistake and taken each other out, but I'll say well done for you two boys to keep it nice and clean, and yeah, hopefully next week you have a bit more luck with the safety cars and stay out in front.
No, we need less safety cars, need to be out the front more, but it sucks we won't have Jet again because he's off in WA with his brother with Super 2s and that, and it felt odd not having him out on track tonight because if he was out on track, we would easily caught John near the end, having us 3 just pushing each other along.
Yeah, well, especially on a track like this, if you watch NASCAR, the bigger the pack, the faster you'll go. But yeah, unfortunate you didn't have Jet tonight. We'll finish it off tonight as well. Who's your supporters and sponsors that you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Lodge Bros, W, NZ Performance, Wayne Boylett Mechanical, OKMFs, Photographics, Major Graz, JM Designs, and all the boys at Alamar Esports.
It was good to see you out there, and hopefully next time we get a bit more luck and still P1.
Yeah, need the luck.
We'll catch you later.
Yeah.
All right, we will move on to P1 tonight. The man, the myth, the legend, the driver of the 116 from the Locked On Lads Racing Team, Mr. John McHenry.
Hello, boys. How we doing?
Mate,
Good day.
amazing.
That was close.
We were on top of that, watching that gap throughout that last 6 laps, just going, these boys are drafting hard, and that time is dropping fast, mate. Did you feel the pressure through the last 2 laps?
I certainly did. I mean, I was watching the gap after the pit stop and looking at that thinking, okay, I've got a fair bit. I knew Greg Johnson was just up in front. If I could get up behind him and just sit behind and save a little bit of fuel, it was going to get me through to the end without having to stop again. And I just kept watching the time drop and drop and drop, and when it got to about 7 to 6.5 seconds, yeah, it was just time to go, time to try and get that pace back up again. And if they still caught me by a second a lap with 2 or 3 left, I'd be hopefully 2 to 3 seconds clear at the end, and lucky enough it came off.
Mate, it paid out extremely well with that early pit stop using the back of the safety car. And then when we saw you drafting behind Mr. Johnston, we both were like, he doesn't have the fuel. He doesn't have the fuel. He's got to sit there and hold on.
It was a lap that I had to save, a whole lap of fuel to save, which is not a huge amount, but it was enough just to hold back there, roll off the throttle as much as I could, and just hope to get over that line with, I had about 3/4 lap of fuel left after it.
Because you went from high 212s down to low to 10s, and that's when we were like, he's going to hold this. He will hold it if he keeps that pace.
I knew the two boys behind were doing two 9s, mid to below 2 9s. I thought, okay, if I can only lose a second a lap in the last 2 or 3 laps, I'll just hold on and roll through.
Mate, phenomenal race tonight. You are our biggest mover across the field as well, being up 14 positions from your qualifying position.
No qualifying. I don't qualify.
No, but still, that's still a phenomenal, because you started from the back and you didn't have the greatest start. You fell off the back of the pack really quick off that start.
Because of the safety cars and that are in there, they got put ahead of me on the grid. I was actually 2 or 3
spots back. Yeah, there was no cars between you.
And then I lit the wheels up and was facing the wall.
Yeah, you were the only one that actually managed to let go of the start. Everybody else did a beautiful fishtail, all very simultaneously, and then all just sort of drove off, and there you were still sitting back there. We did get a replay of the start to see sort of what happened there, but mate, you fought yourself up into 3rd at one point and was sitting pretty there for quite a while, and then I think that's the safety car jumped into the pits, and then did you drop out of the top 10 at that point?
Yeah, basically, Greg Johnson and I both pit at the same time, and we went to last and second last and last.
Wow, mate. And then fought your way back up into 1st place, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. John McHenry from the Locked On Lads racing team. Great to see you back on track, mate. And now it is your turn to shout out your sponsors and the people who support you.
To Locked On Lads boys, thank you very much. Great team to be part of, great little community we've got over there. It's great fun. We haven't actually got any sponsors, but on the car we do like to run a few charities. So Cure Cancer and It Ain't Weak to Speak. The boys within Locked On Lads, we feel that's more important than having sponsors on there. If anyone wants to donate to these sorts of causes, please do so. Ain't Weak to Speak through charity by the name of Living. Go in and have a look at it. If anyone's needing to talk to someone, get in touch with Living. They're always there, always open to talk to people. They've got people on standby all the time. Cure Cancer, we've all been touched by it at some stage. Visit the Cure Cancer website, donate if you can. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Mate. Thanks to SRW for putting this on every week, as always.
Mate, us coming from the broadcast, love it. So glad that all you guys are out there having such a blast, because it means our viewers as well as our production team are having a blast as well, mate. So again, huge congratulations with an absolute phenomenal race win tonight, mate. Congratulations, and are you looking forwards to next week?
Sebring modified. Yeah. Nice tight little track. Bit different to the normal Sebring. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we go out there.
Great, mate. Well, you get some practice in, or go and get some rest tonight. But yes, what a great finish from John McHenry from the Locked On Lads Racing.
Thanks, boys.
You're welcome.
To that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all sim racing fans out there tonight, that is the end of our Cammus Toyota GR86 Season 2 2023 Round 2 here at Daytona Road. It has been a phenomenal night. Lots of ups and downs throughout the field, and that's what makes this 86 series so exciting. Thank you again, Mr. Tyler Sheaf, a fellow driver of the Sim Racing World League, coming along and joining me on the comms tonight.
Thanks very much for having me again. It was a great race to watch. A lot more less spins than the last time, but it was awesome to watch that race.
It definitely was, mate. So that will wind us up. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. My friend beside me is Tyler Sheaf. We will see you all next broadcast. Stay safe and drive hard.
This is amazing. Up and flash head
Bomb's clear, mate.
Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the
Good job, Tyler. I'm telling you, man. Every time I have a oh shit, I might need a backup, mate. I'm gonna reach out to you every time. Yeah, well, that's why I asked you first today.